Hi, everyone, and welcome today to our presentation on multi-level lot traceability for process manufacturers for Sage Enterprise Management. My name is Kelly Meyer. I'll start today off with some introductions. I'm a sales executive with SWK Technologies, and I've been working in the technology industry, specifically ERP sales, for nearly 10 years now. For the past 20, I have worked with multiple industries, specializing in manufacturing and distribution. I'm currently the president of Northern Colorado's Association of Supply Chain Management, and working with companies to help them be more efficient is a passion of mine. Today we'll have Steve Gignac presenting EM, and Steve, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Sure, Kelly. Hi, I'm Steve Gignac. I'm a solution architect with SWK Technologies. I've been in the process manufacturing industry for 25 plus years and began working in technology approximately 10 years ago. Currently, I'm the lead solution architect at SWK Technologies.
Awesome. And some quick background on SWK. People often ask me, what is our real differentiator? And I tell people that that's my team. Here at SWK, many of the folks on our EM team are previous CPAs, hold multiple certifications, and not only have a strong history of working within industry verticals, but have launched practices themselves and understand business processes and why decisions are made. We have been in business for nearly 30 years and have over 100 years of combined experience with the ERP industry. We have a nationwide footprint with satellite offices and workers across the country and have over 3,000 clients and have become a one-stop shop for most folks. Not only do we resell software and provide hosting and managed IT services, we are also a strong development house and have our own product and channel with resellers. We can provide custom modifications or enhancements to the products if necessary. And I guess with that, Steve, I'll go ahead and let you dive into the product and start our demonstration.
Thanks, Kelly. So for today's agenda, we're going to talk about a number of topics related to multi-level traceability. We'll talk about lot control features and enterprise management, including at purchase order receiving and during the assembly and manufacturing process. We'll also present a mock recall scenario with a customer complaint. We're going to then take that and do a quarantine action where we can identify the product that we still have in inventory, place it on hold. We'll do a backward trace to identify the initial customer exposure to the product that is in the recall. And then we'll do a forward trace based on the non-conformance of a raw ingredient that we found so that we can identify additional customers that may have received this product and where this raw material was used in, as well as do a complete customer recall list. So we can begin the process of contacting customers, bringing product back in, disposing it, etc. So first and foremost, we want to talk about where is traceability required. So there's a number of markets that are included in this, including food and beverage, cosmetics, nutraceuticals, medical devices, chemical processing, and paint and industrial coatings. Why is traceability required? Well, there's mandatory oversight in these industries, as you know. We have different government agencies such as FDA, USDA, and EPA that require traceability. We have specific customer requirements that require traceability that we have to follow also. There's also some internal requirements and oversight from our quality control department so that they know that everything is flowing through correctly and that we're not going to have any issues if we do have a recall that's out there. So there's a lot of practicing that goes on within these to try to maximize the amount of product they can find as quickly as possible. So what is lot control in Sage Enterprise Management? Well, basically, in Sage Enterprise Management, we have lot control at purchase order receiving, wherein we can go ahead and capture the supplier lot number, and then also assign an internal lot number, which could be the supplier lot number or auto-generated or a manually assigned number. We can also do this with assembly orders, where as we issue materials, we can capture the component lot numbers. We can, when we complete assemblies, we assign a lot number, and then we can go ahead and track that through the system. Same with manufacturing work orders, where we can issue materials and capture the ingredient lot numbers and capture this at all levels of a multi-level BOM. We complete work orders and assign a lot number, and we can also auto-generate those if we want to. So right now, we're going to run through a mock recall scenario. So our scenario is a customer is called in, and that customer is Johnson Wholesale. They've indicated that they have received a complaint about this particular product, our jalapeno bean dip, which is 24 jars of 8 ounces in a case. They've provided a lot number of the offending product, and the reason we've gotten so far is that there's a bad odor when they open up this jar of bean dip. So what we would normally do if this was a real recall would be to go out and pull our retention samples and test them, and possibly pull product from stock and test that also. Since this is a mock recall, we're assuming that this product is bad. So now we need to go out and try and find out where it's at and quickly put it on hold so that nothing ships any longer. So the first step is to do a quarantine hold. What we do is we open up our quality control workbench, and we can enter our product, we can enter our lot number, and then when we execute the command, we can see on the left side that we get a list of the lot number and all the locations in the warehouse that this lot number has inventory in them right now. To put them on hold, we can go ahead and just select a master button, which immediately populates the list of all the product with a lot of different details about what's going on with it, including showing us that they're active status right now and that we're going to be putting them on a quality hold. Once I click that quality hold button, the product goes on hold in the system, and it is no longer pickable, shippable, or transferable to other locations. So this is the first step of any mock recall or real recall that is out there, is to identify the product we still have in the warehouse and put it on hold so it can't go anywhere any longer. The next step is to find out what other customers might have gotten this particular finished good. So I can go ahead and use my traceability workbench. And what I'm going to do is do a backwards trace at this point, because I'm looking from the parent product to finished goods down to the lot number and then who else might have gotten it. So I go ahead and put in my product code, I put in my lot number, and I execute my command. And you can see that I immediately get a list of different places that this particular lot number existed in our transaction register. I can see that I have 2 work orders that produce the product and put it into inventory. I can also see that I have 3 customers along with their names of who got this product. So based on this, I can see that Johnson Wholesale is here, and those are the ones who called in the complaint to begin with. So they already know we have a problem. I can also see that I only have one other customer, Cisco Supply, that has received this product. So my exposure is fairly small. You can see that I only have approximately 305 cases that ship to this customer. So I can quickly contact them and put a hold on their product at that warehouse. So next, I need to start looking at where the problem came from. So I need to identify what the work order components or ingredients are that may have caused the problem. So using my same traceability results, I can go ahead into one of my work orders and I can drill into the ingredients. So you can see that I get a complete listing of all levels of the bill of materials that went into producing this, from my interim WIP products all the way to the raw materials that I received from a vendor. Included in this are all the lot numbers associated with all that product as it moves through my system. So I can begin to pull my retention samples, and I can start to look for where I might have had an issue with the product. In this particular instance, we've decided that the pinto beans are the ones that are giving us an issue. So we've tested them and determined that they're the cause of the problem for the nonconformance in the finished good product. So since I know the lot number, I can also see in my listing that I know who the supplier is and what the receipt number is. I can easily drill into this information, find the supplier lot number, and notify the supplier that they have a problem with one of their lot numbers. They can then begin their process of determining if they have an issue and what they need to do about it. But now that I know this, I need to go to the next step of my recall, and that is to do a component originated trace, where I need to find out where this raw material was used in production, what other products it might have gone into, and what other customers might have received product that had the tainted pinto beans in it. So it's interesting to note that this is also the exact same process we would use if the vendor were to call us and tell us they had a recall going on a product. They would give us a supplier number. We would reference the supplier number to the supplier lot number to the lot number we have assigned to the beans, and then do this forward trace. So again, using our vendor component traceability screen, I'm going to do a forward look. I'm going to put in my raw ingredient, my lot number, and execute the command. Right away, you can see that I show my original 3 customer deliveries that we already know about and the customer numbers. But if I were to scroll down, I can see that I have a lot more information in this screen than I had in the original finished good trace, because now I'm looking upwards from the raw materials. I can see my original product that we had the problem with, as well as 3 other products that the pinto beans went into and the customers that received that product. So you can see now that my recall list is expanding exponentially. If I were to scroll down this list further, you would see that there's a lot more information below with a lot more customers and other products that have received this list. So now that I've identified all of these customers that receive product, I can go ahead and start my recall process. So from the same screen, I can use my Excel export button and create a spreadsheet into Excel that lists all the information I need to be able to start my recall. This includes the description of the product code and lot number, the quantity that we ship to the customer, and the delivery information, including the shipment number, and customer name. At this point, we've satisfied the requirements of proving that we can put together a complete customer recall list in a very fast amount of time to satisfy all requirements for a recall.
In summary, there are 4 steps to success in a multi-level lot recall. Quarantine hold. Quickly identify non-conforming product in inventory and place it on hold. Backward trace. Identify customers who received the non-conforming product, as well as identify the component items and corresponding lot numbers from the production work orders for further testing and quarantine hold. Forward trace. Identify where the non-conforming ingredient was used. Place additional affected items on quarantine hold. Identify the vendor and vendor lot number. Identify additional customers affected by the non-conforming products. Customer recall list. Quickly generate a list of customers to contact about the non-conformance issue.
With that, I'll turn it over to Kelly.
Thanks, Steve. And thanks for the presentation demo. I think it was really helpful for folks. As Steve has mentioned throughout the presentation, SayGM provides you with the tools you need to be more efficient, make better decisions quicker. Our team behind you and this product is what really makes a difference. Our years of experience and advisement on industry best practice leaves you in good hands. If a new system is something your team is looking to invest in, please contact us. We're happy to assist and answer any questions that you might have. Thank you again.